Hey viewers, I think something Hypixel should add, well, welcome to the video. I think something Hypixel should add to their game is, you know, the Mithril infusion? I feel like they need some other infusions, you know? Like, there could be one from Blaze Slayer, the Infernal Infusion. And the Infernal Infusion could be crafted with like 2 plasma buckets and a, let's see, what's something from Blaze Slayer? Or a plasma bucket surrounded by like a bunch of molten powder, or, you know, whatever. It should, I feel like they could add like a Infernal Infusion that makes all minions work 10% faster, but all nether type minions, so blazes, magma cubes, whatever, work 20% faster. Or it could be like 5% faster and 10% faster for nether minions. You know, like so quartz and stuff, the mining nether minions, but also the combat nether minions and everything would work faster if combined with this infusion. And then there could be one for copper in the garden. The agricultural infusion. Since it's for copper, I feel like 5% but 10% for farming minions would sound right. So 5% for everything, but 10% if it's a farming minion. An additional 5% if it's a farming minion. So 5% and plus 5% if it's plus another 5% if it's farming. We already have a mining in the form of the Mithril Infusion. So I love the Mithril Infusion, but I feel like the minion upgrades are kind of more neglected nowadays. And I feel like we're kind of limited in what choices we have because of how many things we have. I feel like endgame minions, there is really no, like, there's mid-game minions, and then endgame just keeps the mid-game minions unless they want to get Demon Lord minions. And I feel like there should be more ways to upgrade minions. So, there should be there should be one infusion that boosts speed by 5%, but gives an extra upgrade slot. Or maybe boosts speed by nothing, but gives an extra upgrade slot to the minion it's combined with. So, or it could be like, oh, I know. It could come from, it could be a dungeon-based item, a minion, it could be a recom for minions. So, hear me out. A recombobulator for minions. So, it's a recombobulator combined with like one tool of each type. Or something. And then it gives you an extra slot on your minion. I feel like that would be really nice to have. Because then, okay. You know snow minions, how you gotta have like the upgrade that makes it produce extra stuff, as well as the super compactor. Now you can have that endgame, but you can also have a flycatcher. Now, Also, I feel like fuels is kind of underlooked. I feel like there should be, you should be able to kind of use a couple fuels. Okay, so hear me out. Especially for, so you know how fuels, you have all these fuels. I feel like they should add another fuel slot somehow. Like maybe this one. This one is crafted using so this one would be crafted using like a 8 catalysts or hyper catalyst around a or like maybe it would be four stacks of 16 foul flesh, 2 stacks of 16 hamster wheels, 2 sets of 16 catalysts around a enchanted lava bucket to create a fuel infusion. Gives plus 5% speed and adds an extra fuel slot. So it would be pretty expensive, but will allow you an extra fuel slot. However, the second fuel slot cannot include an infinite fuel source. So it would, or the fuel slots can no longer include an infinite fuel source, only a timed fuel source, if you want to use 2 of them. If you put in a infinite fuel source, it automatically disables the second fuel source. Because its infinite fuel source is infinite, so it fills both spaces because it's infinite. So, for example, I can now have a blaze minion with its fuel plus a stack of hyper catalyst. And I feel like that could kind of work well. Stack of hyper catalyst 4 times for 6 hours times 64. Like, that would be a way to hypermax your minions. It would just give you a new way to upgrade your minions more. Because I feel like later game, minions become less used. Like, they still work, but, like, they become, like, less of a big thing. And I don't like the fall off of minions. Because I love my minions. Like, I love the minion concept. I don't, you know what I mean. And then minions. Okay, so the other thing could be a infusion that allows you to still have your upgrade slots, but then also adds an extra slot that's just for spreaders. So, you know what I mean. The Sleepy Hollow's a spreader. It generates something else inside the minion. The potato spreading, the diamond spreading, the Krampus helmet, those things, they generate extra stuff inside the minion. Those would go in the spreading slot. If you have this infusion, it would give you an extra slot for the spreading, instead of having to use your upgrade slot. So, let's see. 2 fuels. With all these infusions I've talked about, there would be some speed buffs. 2 fuel slots. 3 upgrade slots. So, for 2 fuels, like, let's talk about Infernal Minions. I'd put a Infernal Minion fuel plus Hyper Catalyst, I think. And then I'd put, for my minion upgrades, I would put in Flycatcher, Super Compactor, And then what do I want? Wait, maybe Minion Expander? Yeah, unless, what is this though? Oh, that's a spreader, okay. And it only works on farming minions. And then, like, a Minion Expander, but, like, there needs to be more options here. And then I'd put one of the spreadings, maybe. Probably a diamond spreading. So then I would be generating all of that. And I feel like there could be some more ways to buff minions. And I'll see you in the next episode of Hypixel Skyblock suggestions. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Sorry if the gameplay wasn't that entertaining.